Welcome to Goat Island. I am your host, the Big Ka Huzzi, and this is your weekly music. And it's Goat Talk, the weekly segment where we cover all things Drake related, from new moves to old project analysis and even songs from Drizzy that you shouldn't have on in the car unless you want something bad to happen. Let's get to the Goat Talk. And what did we miss? Because the boys got motion as always. And this week, it's his insane near 100 mil property portfolio. Now, Drake mentioned on a recent podcast that he just got a new spot out in Texas and he's been spending time there. And that made us look into it a bit more. Drizzy's got the embassy in Toronto in the form of a massive custom mansion. Then in Beverly Hills, he's got the Calabasas estate, and now he's just copped a 313-acre compound in Texas. Now, he's probably got smaller spots in cities across North America and possibly the rest of the globe, but these are the big ones, and he wasn't happy with an already boasted 90 million property portfolio. And just had to go and flex on the haters again with this new spot in the Lone Star State. The boy stays having motion, Cody. Drake just added a 313-acre Texas compound to his $100 million portfolio. The boy never sleeps. And it's got to be 6 o'clock somewhere because it's always 666. On the island, which means it's always time to listen back to the biggest projects that have come from the 6-man. September is still focused on CLB, the Certified Lover Boy album back from 2021. And this week we're talking about the highs and lows from this album, because if we're honest, this wasn't a whole run, but you've got the strong moments. Now, one of the highs being that the boy was just unafraid on this project. He didn't go with the safe options, and the authenticity of his choices on this really stand the test of time half a decade later. I'm talking about the ridiculousness of Way Too Sexy, the cringy but relatable lines on Girls Want Girls. This was a Drake core album. Another high would have to be the production choice and range of tempos. Say what you want, but this had something for everything and everyone. You can never be mad at versatility on a Drizzy project. On the other hand, the lows on this, the only one I can think of is a big one. And that's the lack of focus or cohesion. There was so much done for the rollout of this project. And when it came, it just felt like the messaging and content was all over the place. No consistency in ideas, and the songs didn't seem to mesh together very well. Even so, this is still a good album from the 6-man, and the nickname has stuck around ever since. Look, we love listening to Drake, but it's not always the safest option, especially when driving. Already being on the road and having Drake being petty or toxic playing through your sound system. Scary. Don't drink and drive. This month is still about those scary hours and lonely late night drives. And this week's Drake song you don't want to play on road if you're driving alone late at night. Fair Trade with Travis Scott. Now why? Look, firstly, the song is just ridiculous. Like fire, of course. But when this is at night, and you're alone with your thoughts, and you hear that, I've been losing friends and finding peace, all of a sudden, that small argument with your broski, you out here driving, and now blocking a whole nother dude over some petty shit because of that bar. And when you see them in person again, you still got that same energy. So don't drink and drive to this one if you're alone late at night. Unless you're okay with losing friends and finding peace, I guess. Driving alone late at night with Fair Trade, don't drink and drive. This song will make you block friends mid-ride. Which new songs and music just landed, huh? It's time for the drop zone. And this week's pick for the weekly single is AP freestyle by Nims with the coldest bars for TikTok edits, if we're being honest, man. And look, technically, Doghouse should still be the single of the week. And it only came out last week around the same time as this single. But let's be fair. And outside of Drake, Nims takes the win for single of the week for the last 10 days. The energy is high, lines are clear, and it's fucking bouncing. Let's get to the maddest of music playlists, because right now, it's Maza mixes. And to continue our Mood Radio mix for the ultimate nighttime long distance driving playlist, here are your 4th week picks. So, first up for high energy to keep you awake, we've got Theme by Travis Scott featuring Playboy Cardi. Now this is literally just all the hype in the world bottled up into a single song and performed by 2 of the most high energy rappers of all time. You're not falling asleep if this is on, damn it. And then for sing-alongs to keep you locked in, Unforgettable by French Montana and Swaley. And look, please don't act like you don't know the song word for word, ad-lib for ad-lib. Plus the vibes, perfect for nighttime. You're going to be singing along like the first time you heard this played at a club. It's a little bit of an old one, but man, it's different. Then for aura-filled heavy sounds for zoning, we've got Solo by Future. This one is sensational. And honestly, you can't go wrong with Future, but also the beat on this one is made for aura farming. Don't get lost in the sauce. And last up, easy listening to let you breathe without overthinking. We've got You Can't by Justin Bieber, because let's be real, you don't know what he's singing, but it just sounds good and not too much. Perfect for easy listening. Before we wrap up this music drop, we have to go over some rap news that's caught attention, because that's rap. And this week's headline, Joey said, what? Now, which Joey? Well, the Before the Money badass, of course, and recently the New York rapper caught our attention for stating on a pod that 2025 has been the best year for rap. The fuck? Look, he is speaking about specifically the 2020s decade, but still this is a crazy take. But when we first heard it, we thought, Joey said what? But let's look at it. You've got multiple massive rap tours and festival moments, rap purists having a resurgence, and we're going to get a second Drake album by the end of the year. I mean, Joey's opinion is kind of insane, but is he really wrong though? Now, that's it for this week's music drop, and you can like and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, drop a comment. And from Goat Island, this is the Big Ka Huzzi. We'll check you again.